Well, good evening, everyone. It has been a while since I have seen you. And when I thought about the topic for tonight, I was driven to talk about eyes and the eye area because as we get older, ladies, and this is for my 40 plus, my 40, 50, 60, 70-year-old friends, okay? Because I'm in the club. I'm on the latter end of that. And what we want to do as we get older is just make sure that we are putting our best face forward. We have one face, so it is essential that we take care of it. And so, but tonight we're not talking about the face as much as we're going to specifically talk about the eye area, because under the eye area is where, you've heard the saying, the eyes are the window to our soul. And it's true. You can look into a person's eyes and you can see sickness, you can see anger, you can see gentleness and kindness and love. But more important than just looking, seeing what's going on with the individual by looking into their eyes, looking around their eyes will tell you whether you're getting enough sleep, whether you are a smoker, whether you are drinking a little bit too much, or whether you're simply not taking the time and to care for the eye area. So no matter whether and I generally, when I'm talking to my clients, which I specialize in 40 plus, okay, because I believe that it's that 40 is that magic number where if we start at that age, preparing for the aging process, we will go through our 50s, our 60s, our 70s, and 80s, and because we're living longer today, and we will literally defy what our chronological age is. So when you think about, so the last thing I'll do is the whole brow thing, because I think that that is critical as well, because the brows can actually give you an instant facelift. But sometimes I see individuals where they really are taking it to the extreme, to the point where they're almost creating a brow that's not natural. The thing that we want to do when we get to that conversation is to see that we basically need to follow the brow, the brow bone, because that's the natural brow structure. So we don't really want to go too much outside of that. But the question that we want to tackle tonight is, which texture of eye product should you be using really to care for the under eye area as well as the lid, because we can begin to show signs of aging on our lid. Our skin can begin to droop here, and I'm still made up right now. But what I'm going to do is just basically for the eye treatment products, just talk about the two different textures, and so that you will know which one would be best for you. So generally, you're going to be dealing with, there's probably three categories of textures in eye treatment products. You've got balms, which will end up being a little bit more slippery and really are designed more for the eye area of women and men that really are showing significant signs of aging, meaning that there's more extreme presence of fine lines and wrinkles. Okay, so that's not where we are right now. Okay, I'm not there yet, and I don't think that you, as my audience, are there quite yet. So you got the balms, which we'll put that to the side, but the two categories of textures that you will need to make a decision on will be a cream, which is the Eye Perfection cream, which is phenomenal, or a gel. Okay, so those are the two. And what's the difference between whether you're going to use the cream versus the gel? It's really going to be based on what's going on with that under eye area. Okay, so if you've got dark eye circles, if you're wanting to do some preventive maintenance, If you've got some fine lines starting to form, but they're just not developed in a significant way, where you need to the heavier, more balm consistency, then this would be it. This is called the Eye Perfection Cream, and this is one of the products that I represent. And I'll post a link for this after after I get off. But so this would be really for the individual that is looking to kind of do all things for the eyes. You want to treat dark eye circles, although you may be right now using a concealer to camouflage, but you want to use something that's going to help to diminish the dark eye circles so that you won't have to use as much, let's say, concealer to be able to hide. So this is packed with a lot of botanical ingredients that are going to help to diminish the dark eye circles while at the same time treating any fine lines, preventing fine lines from forming. And also it helps with wrinkles as well, crow's feet, those typical things that we deal with around the eye area. So what's critical, whether you're using the cream or the gel consistency, and we'll talk about the gel in just a moment, is the application of it. And you've heard me talk about this before, and I cannot stress it enough. The eye area is very delicate. There are no oil glands there. So everything that we do around the eye area needs to keep it. First of all, you need to make sure you're using products that are specifically designed for the eye area, because otherwise you run the risk of, either the product, being a little bit too emollient and perhaps, having the ability to be able to creep into the eye area, which we want to protect our eyes at all costs. But so you would use your fourth finger. Your ring finger is the secret weapon here. And because the ring finger is the weakest link on our entire hand, try it and you'll be able to see it. And it's because it's going to apply the least amount of pressure. The other thing is that, when you're using your ring finger, you want to make sure that you're going out in. So you want to be going counterclockwise. If I'm doing this eye, I would be going this way. Okay. So a lot of times I see women pulling the eye area, and that's the kiss of fine lines and wrinkles. I mean, that's what's going to happen. It's going to really cause the skin to age prematurely, and we definitely don't want to do that. So so dark eye circles, fine lines, wrinkles, crow's feet, this is kind of what we would consider to be the kitchen sink when it comes to eye care. It's a cream texture, very lightweight. You don't need but a dot. You just kind of pick up. That's enough to go all over the eye area. Okay. And, so I've got makeup on, but I'll just show you the basic concept. So you basically are going out in and just lightly dabbing and patting, not pulling the area at all. And so for me, I'm going to tell you, I use this product primarily at night, because in the morning when I get up, I'm a little bit puffy, from just the way I sleep or whatever. So this for me is my nighttime treatment at 65 years old. But the other texture that is good for those of us that are looking to care for the eye area in a special kind of way, this is called the Eye Lift Gel. Now this is more of a firming, get rid of puffiness area, texture. So you're talking about cream versus gel. And this gel, this is actually one of our top sellers on QVC in the UK. And you can see it's very, very, it's just, you don't need but a little bit of that either. And so with this, you're going to get more of a cooling effect. And again, this is no different in terms of how you're going to use it. I'm going to switch. So it's, so it's immediately when you put it on, and this is a great product to just put in the refrigerator. because you know that, think about when you get a sprain or you get swelling, you need something that's going to be cold. Now, has a cooling effect naturally, but imagine if you put it in the refrigerator and use it every morning. So this is my morning treatment, and the cream is more of my night treatment. And if you wanted to, if you want one cream that's going to kind of do it all, I would say the Eye Perfection cream. If you can catch these two products on sale, which I can always make sure that I give you a promo code, then I would say that, if you're in my camp, in that 60 plus age range, we would want to talk about, kind of what you're dealing with specifically around the eye area. So if you're like me and you are puffy in the morning, and by the end of the night you're not as puffy, but you want to just do preventive maintenance and ward off getting the fine lines and wrinkles as you get older, then you would want to do what I'm doing. But if you were conservative and wanted to, just find one product that kind of did it all, the Eye Perfection cream would be your go-to. So 3 different textures, but these are the 2 that I'm talking about tonight, which are the 2 that are a part of my regime that I use every single day. So as you think about your eye area, just remember that when you think about where we will tend to show our age the most, the eye area is the first thing to go on the face. Okay. And so you want to make sure that and really, in your mid-30s, that's not too early to start with using eye treatment. Okay. You may want to start with it at night in your mid-30s, but then as you start to get into your 40s, in your 50s and so forth, you want to start being a little bit more intentional about the care that you're giving around the eye area. Okay, so hopefully that helps you to understand the differences in the textures of eye creams that are out there in the marketplace, and the 2 that I am recommending to you, those of you that are a part of my beauty club. Okay, so what we're going to do now is, kind of the icing on the cake when it comes to brows, and that the eyes. When it comes to eyes, it's really dealing with the brows. Okay, and the brows are, I just think that they are one non-negotiable thing that every woman should take care of and do. Okay, if you can't do them yourself, and if you want to know how to do them and care, do your brow maintenance at home, set up a virtual appointment with me. I'll show you how to do it. I'll show you the tools that you can use that that will be safe for you. Okay, so what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to take off my brows. You'll be amazed at what the brows look like without the enhancement. Okay, so I use pencil, I use powder. Tonight we're going to use a pencil, 2 pencils actually, because I'll show you why. Okay, so look at the difference. See, so to me, the brow is what really really gives expression to the face. So when you take brows away, you really don't have expression when you put the brows on. So look at the difference. One eye just, kind of looks like there's some activity and all that, and the other one kind of looks blasé. Okay, so anyway, let me just get that end off. And there is a method to doing your brows. Okay, one is that the brow should start so that you can take a pencil and it lines straight up on the side of your nose. The other measurement is that you should be able to touch the tip of your nose, and that's where the brow should end. Okay, so my brow should be ending about here and should be beginning here. Okay, so I'm going to quickly, this is not going to take long, I promise. Okay, so one of the things that I am an advocate for is that for what I'm getting ready to do now, which is to create the structure of the brow, it has to be a sharp point. So that means that I'm going to use a pencil that I'm going to sharpen, because I also use uh, my brow pencil, which is more of a traditional brow pencil that has the spoolie on the end, which serves to be able to, kind of brush up and kind of define that brow. But when I first start, I'm using and this is one of the brands that I promote, and it's simply a brown pencil. Okay, so you remember we said that I was going to start here. So what I'm going to do is create the line first. Okay, and basically when I say create the line, I am going up under where my hair is and bringing it all over to where I'm saying I need to stop. Okay, so that's basically it. Now if I wanted to continue to use this pencil, I could, but what I'm going to do is now take the brow pencil, which that was just an eye pencil, a regular eye pencil. Okay, but now what I'm going to do is now fill in, and the reason why I use this pencil more for fill in is because it doesn't deposit as much color. Okay, and I just realized as I'm sitting here talking that I did not bring my highlighter, but that's okay. So what I'm doing now is I am filling in to, and basically the line underneath is serving as my guide. Okay, and you can pull that brow up as high as you want without going out, too far outside of that brow bone. So I mean, I could go up a little bit higher if I wanted to, and because what you were looking at now is to get the depth and the thickness. You don't want it to be too thick and you don't want it to be too thin. Okay, and then you take your little spoolie and blend it out. And I think I normally do my brows when I don't have makeup on. So, and then I don't have the highlighter with me at this point. And then I will also sometimes take an angle brush and then go back just to get the smoothness and the evenness of using the brow. Okay, and the only thing that I'm not going to be able to do tonight, because I don't think there's any highlighter on here, I would normally take a lighter foundation, and there's not one here, and I don't think I have any of my, I don't. So, but normally I would take a lighter foundation, like two or three shades lighter than my skin tone, and then I would just go right up under the brow. And what that would do is just, you see how that is light underneath there? I would create that same kind of feel, which would create more definition under the brow. And this is kind of like the icing on the cake. And this is what, as I'm working with my clients, I try to show them ways that they can just make that brow pop. Because it's not, the one thing, as I look at everything that I do for my face, the one non-negotiable thing, the one thing that I will not go out of the house with is my brows. Everything else, I don't have to have on a foundation. I don't have to have on lip products. I don't have to have anything on, but my brows absolutely have to be done, because the brows, you saw the brow without it, and it's not complete. So, but you can see that, and you want to try to make both the brows look as much alike as possible. The only thing that is not going to create that effect as well tonight, and I'll come back and I'm going to do another tutorial next week, as we're coming up to the holidays, is that the highlighter under here would really make the difference. And then, you want to make sure that you are keeping the hairs tweezed and plucked from under there, which that keeps that area clean as well. So the texture of the eye cream that you're going to be using. It's going to either be a cream or a gel based on whether you're dealing with fine lines, dark eye circles, crow's feet, starting to premature wrinkles. And then the gel is really best when you're dealing with more puffiness. Okay. And that's real. Puffiness is real. If you don't get enough sleep, you'll wake up and be puffy. And this is a really phenomenal product. You have to put 2 applications on, but you just don't need to use that much. And most eye creams, you're going to see that they have fairly petite profiles. So you're not going to see an eye cream in a big jar like we would find a moisturizer. And it's intentional because you don't really need that much, and you're using it in a very small area of the face. So anyway, I thank you for joining me. I hope that this tutorial and this conversation has helped you. And I will post the link for both of these, the Eye Perfection Cream and the Eye Lift Gel, if you decide that you need to add that to your skincare regime. Okay? So thanks for joining me. Eye care, taking care of the eyes. And remember, the eyes are the window to the soul. So we want to keep that area, that eye area, as tight and firm and looking as great as long as we can. All right? Have a great night. Bye-bye.